If we haven't met before, very nice to meet you virtually. I'm Kyle Youngkin. I'm our product owner here at Gallus Golf. With me, as always, is our Director of Customer Success, Matt Kadin.
Hello, hello.
This is episode 3 of the Pro Tips webinar series in 2023.
Oh, 3 already. Look at this.
I know, 3 out of 5. We're over the hump. We're right in the middle,
Right
smack
in the
dab. So
right in the middle.
This one we're excited about. I mean, we're excited about every one of them, of course. But today we're going to be talking about our Pages feature that we released at the beginning of this year. But first, I just want to give you, if this is your first time in our Pro Tips series, I want to give you some background on what it's all about. So, our Pro Tips series is designed to be 30 minutes or less. Um, we're trying to get in and get out and give you some details on a feature that maybe you hadn't heard about, and also maybe inspire you a little bit with some of the most common use cases and maybe some out of the box ideas as well, so that you can maybe try it out in your own app, or maybe it's just something that's giving you an idea that leads to another idea kind of thing. And then the idea here is if you can't attend like in person, you might even be watching this on YouTube right now in the future. We post it on YouTube, so no worries if you can never show or if you can't show up for a specific week. Um, but obviously, the advantage of being here is that you have Matt and I um, ready to answer your questions as we're talking about the feature. So speaking of which, you'll notice at the top left probably of your screen, there's a Q&A box. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to pop them in there and we'll either answer them as we're talking about it if we're still on that subject, or we'll get to it in the end in our Q&A section too. So, all right, enough housekeeping. Let's get into it, huh? We always try to take a moment just to remind ourselves of what the goal of having an app is. So our goal for you is to get users to download your app, and you can take advantage of those downloads by marketing to them through our features like push notifications, featured news, pop-ups, and even pages, which we're talking about today. So I'm going to kick it over to Matt, and he's going to talk a little bit about what pages are, just so you know. This is our agenda for today. We'll talk about what pages are, give you a quick demo on how you can create them, and then we'll give you some examples from out in the wild, because we already have a bunch of people using this feature and really loving it. So Matt, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle. Switching up the order a little bit today, so I know that I'm going first. So this will be interesting. So yeah, background on Pages is basically we wanted to create a easy way to put some custom content into your app without having to link it out to an external source like a website or a PDF or anything like that we currently already you can do within the app. We've had a lot of people that either don't have access to their own website, or it's not easy to use, or the formatting's really hard to like get correct, especially for like a mobile device, or lots of other reasons. Maybe you just don't even like your website or you don't have one. This was just we wanted a better way to put more custom content and put it in your hands and make it as simple as possible. So what are pages? This is really just a native page within your app. It can either be on your home screen as a button. It can be in a folder with other pages. It can be multiple different options. But essentially, it's very similar to if you've seen our pop-ups before. If not, click here to go to pop-ups from a previous video. Kyle, you can add it in later, maybe. But it's essentially you have a picture at the top, which is like your header picture if you want one. You don't have to have a picture. You have a title at the very top as well, which is just the name of the page, quote unquote. Then you have below, you have essentially your content, which can be any text you want. We have a new simple editor, which we rolled out this year when we released Pages, which also works with pop-ups and news and all of our other sections where you can input text as well. So it's going to be a very universal text entering for all of our different formats, all of our different features, which is very nice. And then if you want, you can add a call to action button at the bottom, which stays static, which is nice. So it's always visible. So you can have that go to any other app page, any other tea time, any other button within your app, essentially. So Kyle's listing off all the ones right there. You can go to your food and beverage button, your tea times, your anything, essentially. Um, or any external website. So this is great if you want to link it back to any other custom website that maybe does have like a sign up or something more, if you just want to give them the gist, but then if they can go to your website to see all of the different features of that you're talking about. So that is essentially what pages are. We're now going to jump to creating pages. I'm going to give you just a rundown of, again, setting it up, but then Kyle's going to jump into a live demo to show you how easy it is to put together a full page within just a few minutes. So really, it's, as you can see, this is a picture of our manager dashboard, which he will jump into. But essentially, when you do this, you have a way to use our new simple editor to be able to choose the size of the text now, which is nice. You can have a header 1 or header 2, which are 2 different sizes that will also bold. You can do bold, you can do italics. You can also do links to URLs. You can do links to a telephone number or an email. Can you still, my video cut out, but can you still hear me, Kyle? Yeah.
I can still hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with my video, but something's going on with my video. Um, you can do a strike through, which is nice. You can do bullet points or a numbered list. You can add emojis. And then one of the best things is now you can add images in the body of the text, which is really kind of cool. And the text can scroll on for as much as you want. So without further ado, I'm going to have Kyle go back to a true live demo to show you how quickly we can put together a full custom page that looks really nice.
Let's see how this goes here. Oh, here, let me share my screen again here. Off to a rocky start. Okay, so as Matt mentioned, we're gonna just do a quick live demo on how you can set up a page. So I'm actually gonna go all the way back to the quick start page of my dashboard. So here in the dashboard, what we want to do if we're going to set up a page is we're going to go to our pages module. We can either get to it through this tile on the quick start page, or there's also a customize app tab on the left that'll get you to pages. When you come in, you'll see all the pages that you have set up already, and you can hit create page in the top right to set one up. So real quick here, I'm just going to throw one together. I have some images that I've downloaded. So we're going to actually do like a club fitting screen on here. So I'm going to say the title is club fitting. You'll notice that appears in the preview at the top right as the very top of the screen. And then as Matt mentioned, we can now go in and we can add some content. So I'm gonna do a quick copy paste job here, but pretend like this just like came to me. I
Or
typed
you
it
can
all
be
out at
copying and
once.
pasting this from your own website or somewhere else as well. So this is a great tool just to copy and paste as well. So I do
You
this one.
can, yeah. The idea is, if you want to duplicate the information from your website, you can. Or maybe there's some stuff that's maybe it's a little simpler of a message than what you need to put on your website. Like we'll see some examples later on. So this is the idea is you can come in here and quickly create some content. So as Matt mentioned, I'm going to come in and maybe change some of the formatting here. So like the club fitting experiences, I want that to be a little bigger. So I'm going to hit this heading button and I can do heading 1, or maybe I go, oh, that's too big. I'm going to do heading 2. Actually, heading 1 looks pretty good. I'm going to go with that. Um, Speaking of pro tips in this series, one thing that you can do to do like a bigger line break in this editor is you can do 3 dashes. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And you may be able to see it. It's a line. It's in the app. It appears pretty clearly, and it gives you a break in between. So I'm going to do now like heading 2 here. There is a give us a call. So this one, I'm going to actually do a link for it. And I can choose from either an existing page or an external URL. And instead of giving like a web page, I'm going to give a telephone number. So our formatting for the telephone number is TEL colon, and then you give us the number. That's my number if you ever need to call me. and I'll hit done. And now in the app, this is going to be a tappable number and it'll bring up the dialer on their phone. You could also do an email if you wanted. So I'll just show you real quick how that works. You just highlight it, go to your link, and instead of TEL, you'll do mail to with a colon. And then,
as you can see,
I'll just do mine.
as you're typing it out, as Kyle's typing it, it does say at the bottom, if you forget what that is, just start typing the phone number, and then below it says TEL. It gives you the prompt for telephone or email.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm going to do another line break here. And then I will come down and maybe I actually, in my preview, want to add in another image. So at that point, I can hit image right here and it'll say, all right, here's some stock photos if you want those. I actually have another image that I've downloaded to my computer. I'll drag and drop that there, hit done. Oh, looks like I did the same one.
Image.
Here, let me give you another one here real quick. I'm gonna do an image one more time. Live demo, everybody.
Yeah.
Done. That'll upload, and then we've got another image within. Just to really quickly run down some other things that you can do like bold text if you want. You can do italics. You can also do bulleted lists if you want, and you can do emojis and numerical lists as well. Like just to show you real quick how like a numerical list would work. You hit ordered list here, it gives you number one, you type in your content. So maybe you can say like drivers, and then hit the next one. You can do fairway woods, etc. Finally, at the bottom of this, we can add a call to action button. So that's what Matt was detailing earlier with all sorts of different options. One of the great options on here that's kind of like, I think it's the most powerful one, in my opinion, is actually the pages option, because you can go to any other page that you have created. So what this enables you to do is essentially create a sitemap within your app. Think about it like you could have a main lessons page, and then you could have call to action buttons that link to your various instructors and all of that sort of stuff. So that's another option available to you. But for this one, since we're doing custom club fitting, I'm going to do a custom URL. I'll say book an appointment. And then I actually have a URL here that I'll just copy paste. So now once I'm happy with it, obviously I would probably go through and do some more formatting, but we are crunched for time here. I'm going to hit save. That's going to save it to my dashboard. But at this point, you need to actually go in and tell us where the page should be located within your app. So as we all know, if we're familiar with the Gallus dashboard, app navigation is the spot where you can control where your side menu buttons are and your home screen buttons too. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say add a button. We can either do a folder, so like multiple levels within it, or we can link directly to an app page. I'm going to go to pages. That'll give me my page. So I'm going to say club fitting and title it. From here, I'll just find it in the list, hit add, and then I can drag and drop it wherever I want. From there, your users can come in, they can access it on the actual app. And when they do, they'll see the design that you set up. And one of the best parts is throughout the season, if the information changes, instead of having to like email a website administrator or something like that, you just come to your pages module, click on the page, and that allows you to come in and edit the information and just hit save, and it updates on your app automatically. So what we're trying to do here is give you a really quick and easy way to get information out to your users. And you don't even have to worry so much about like formatting it and like, is it left justified, center justified? We're going to make all those choices for you. Just worry about giving the proper information and we'll make it look pretty, basically. So that's a quick demo on pages, but now you're probably sitting here going, okay, well, what are some examples of how I can use this actual feature? So
Hey, Kyle,
I'm
real
going to
quick,
pick it.
real quick as
Yeah.
you're going to that, just want to highlight that you talked about formatting, making it easy. The pictures within the body of the text, they can be almost any size because we will scale them to the correct size of the page for you. So you don't really have to worry about the formatting of the actual picture like that one down there in the body. The one at the top is very similar to like our pop-up formatting. So we do have a Canva um, template to be able to, like, if you want it formatted exactly and have it look the exact way you want, um, you can use our template from Canva and download that for free and download one and put it in there. Or it will adjust the image. Whatever you see there is a pretty good likeness of what it should look like within your app. So just be aware of, if it looks really weird in that preview, it might look weird in your app. So just make sure you get the right formatting for the top
Yeah, that's a good point, Matt. And specifically, I mean, you kind of mentioned it, but we are matching the width of the
if yeah.
image. So, like, if you upload a portrait image, like a tall one, it's going to be pretty tall in the page because
Yeah.
it's going to expand out to the width of the phone screen. But vice versa, if
And if
you
it's like
upload like a landscape image, it's going to be less screen real
it's gonna be
estate,
smaller, yeah, but yeah, exactly. So it might not be as
but it'll
visible. So
maintain the ratio
right,
for it.
right,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So now we're gonna get some examples, the good stuff.
Yeah, so some examples here, just to kind of show you guys. Am I still sharing? Can you still see my screen?
I can still see. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just some examples here. We're gonna take you through a couple different things. So this first screen is showing you just some actual pages that have been created in some of our apps. We actually went through yesterday and we're taking a look at all the great ideas that people have come up with. On the left, we've got an upcoming event that's detailing some of the benefits of attending, along with a register now button at the bottom. I believe that register now button, I want to say, goes to a Golf Genius online registration. So it's super cool because you're using your Gallus app for the basic info. And then when they hit that register now button, then that leverages their Golf Genius portal. So that's one thing you can do. In the middle, they've got uh, their weekly games. They're outlining it day by day, what some of their options are. I believe this is a private club. So they're just kind of walking through, okay, you could come on Monday and it's going to be this one, or Tuesday, so on and so forth. And that they go in there and they update that throughout the season just to make sure that everyone's informed of that. On the right is an example of a instructor being outlined, talking about their accomplishments, what the pricing looks like, and then there's even a schedule a lesson button at the bottom that again links out to a scheduler. So the user can actually stay within their app, book the time that works best for them, and it provides just a really great experience for them because they can get all the details within a native page. Then they can go to that online scheduler for it.
I helped set that one up. That one I helped with. So I didn't.
Taking credit for it
I just
is
took a
what you're
little bit.
saying.
I just helped, tweak it a little bit. But yeah, I remember
Sure, sure. All right, let's go to some other ones. Here's another one. I believe this is Desert Canyon's app. So what they did was from their home screen, they have like a memberships button, and it takes you to a folder where you can see all the different membership types just to get a general idea. That's what's on the left. Then when you tap on one, like Birdie Plus, for instance, it takes you to a page that outlines that specific membership, and then furthermore, you can hit the sign up button at the bottom, takes you to their online store on their website where you can purchase the membership and be good to go from there. So that's another option too. You can create pages and then you can have them like within a folder. So you can have some different levels within your app too.
yeah, that's definitely a really key way to do it. So you have multiple different, pages within one button. So you don't have multiple buttons on your home screen. You could have just one folder with a whole bunch of information. So
I've seen people do folders for like they do an upcoming events button and then it has like an item for each of their upcoming events that you
And
can
then you
go
can delete
access
the
the
old
page for.
events and only have the current ones in there. So that way the button doesn't change on the home screen, just the content within the button, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This next screen is a just kind of like a quick video showing you one of our apps running through their food and beverage operation, talking about what their hours are, some images. You can even see that there's like a call button, some instructions for if they're placing like a reservation, and then you can even through the call to action button at the bottom put your menu within there too. So then the users can go in and they can check that. So that's another idea. Another great idea is your driving range. If you have a driving range that has a lot of traffic on it, this one is Green Valley Ranch. They have a TrackMan range.
Just added
So
those.
they wanted
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, so they obviously are really excited about getting that out to their users. So they wanted to outline what some of the benefits are, maybe show a couple images of the tracking capabilities. So they created a page, which was super easy for them. And then finally, this is actually a kombucha company that we work with. They have a event space that they wanted to highlight within their app. So again, they put some hours in there. They put a menu, even like a view on Google Maps button at the bottom that will kick out to the Google Maps app so that they can get directions. And then there's a place a pickup order button at the very, very bottom. So as you guys can see, when we initially built this module, our goal was we wanted to just make it really flexible. We just wanted to say, look, you can put in whatever information you want, design it to your liking. We're giving you that preview in the dashboard, and then you can pop it on your app. So, I mean, we can sit here all day long and give you a bunch of ideas, but we know that you guys are going to likely leave this webinar and go create something that we never even thought of. So we're really excited to just get this feature out to you guys. It's, as I said, it's in your dashboards now. You can set them up in your app and get them going. So it should be another great tool to have in your tool belt for the 2023 season.
Absolutely. Any
So
questions? I don't see any in the chat. If you guys have any questions, you throw it into the Q&A section. Type away. Let us know if you have any questions. We have a couple. We actually have a couple minutes. We did it, Kyle. We have 5 minutes left. Question.
I feel like that's rare for us. We're
I know.
normally like within 15 seconds of the 30 minutes.
Right. So doing something
While
right.
people, yeah, while people are typing out, if they are, just want to remind you, if you want to get in touch with us, you've got opportunities galore to do so. You can always check out our knowledge base 24/7 at support.gallusgolf.com. Or even if you're in our dashboard, you'll notice like every page that you're on at the top right, there's a help button, and that takes you to an article and a video and a bunch of answers to kind of like the basic questions. But if you can't find your answer in there, or maybe you just are like, someone tell me how to do this, you can shoot us an email at support@gallusgolf.com. You can give us a ring at that number right down there. There's your manager dashboard login in case you're wondering about that. And if you're anywhere with a gallusgolf.com domain, you'll see a chat window in the bottom corner of your screen. So you can do like a live chat with us too, if that's your jam. So I'm not seeing any questions.
Yeah, I don't
So
see any
I think
question. Maybe we explained it too well, Kyle. Too well. Good job.
we're too good.
We're too good.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
Matt,
showing
do
up.
you know what our next webinar episode is?
Let me check. It is pop-ups and news. We're doing a joint kind of recap from. We've done these before, but I think we're just gonna kind of recap some more pop-ups and news, especially kind of going over this special simple editor again. Now that that's been updated, you can use that now in those sections as well in a very similar fashion. So
Yeah. So that is on Thursday, April 13th at the same time, 10 a.m. Pacific, so 1 p.m. Eastern. If you registered for this webinar, congratulations. You're already registered for that one.
Good job.
So you'll probably get a reminder email about it. But if you're watching us on YouTube in the future, you can register at that link that's below. Yeah, I think that's about it. So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for your time. Thanks for
For sure.
coming. We're excited to watch you use pages.
Yeah.
And have a great rest of your day.
Happy opening day, baseball.
The
Anybody
opening
baseball
day.
fans?
Go Padres.
Go Dodgers. Thanks, everybody.